Have you ever seen a cockroach and felt a sudden chill run down your spine? This feeling is very common. Many people around the world share this strong reaction. They might jump on a chair or scream, even though the cockroach is small and unlikely to harm them directly. These insects do not bite people, and they do not have a sting like a bee or a wasp. So why do they cause such a powerful sense of fear and disgust? The answer is not simple. It is a mix of deep-seated psychological instincts, cultural lessons, and the unpleasant things we associate with these creatures. Our fear is less about a real, immediate danger, and more about what the cockroach represents in our minds. The fear of cockroaches is often not a logical one. We know on some level that this tiny insect cannot hurt us in a physical fight. Yet the sight of one can trigger our body's fight or flight response, a survival mechanism meant for much bigger threats. This reaction happens automatically, without us even thinking about it. It is a powerful, gut-level feeling that bypasses our rational brain. This response is tied to our deep evolutionary history, where avoiding things that could signal danger, like sickness or decay, was crucial for survival. A cockroach, with its association with unclean places, acts as a potent trigger for this ancient alarm system, making our hearts race and our palms sweat. One of the main feelings cockroaches bring out in us is disgust. Disgust is a strong emotion that helps protect us from disease. Think about things that make you feel disgusted: spoiled food, garbage, or waste. These things can carry harmful germs that make us sick. Our brains are hardwired to avoid them. Because cockroaches are famous for living in sewers, trash cans, and other dirty places, we automatically link them to filth and contamination. When we see a cockroach in our home, especially in a place where we prepare food like the kitchen, our mind instantly sounds an alarm. It is not just an insect, it is a symbol of dirtiness invading our safe space. This feeling of invasion is a key part of the fear. Our homes are our sanctuaries, places where we expect to be safe, clean, and in control. A cockroach violates this sense of security. It appears suddenly, often at night, and scurries into hidden cracks and crevices. This unpredictability makes us feel a loss of control over our own environment. The thought that there might be more cockroaches hiding where we cannot see them can cause significant anxiety. This is not just a fear of one insect, but a fear of a hidden infestation. A secret, unclean world existing just out of sight within the walls of our own homes. The connection between cockroaches and disease is not just in our imagination. It has a basis in reality. These insects are known to crawl through all sorts of unsanitary environments, including drains, garbage bins, and decomposing organic matter. As they travel through these places, their bodies and legs can pick up a wide variety of bacteria, viruses, and other pathogens. When they then enter our homes and walk across our countertops, dishes, or food, they can transfer these germs. While the chance of getting sick from a single cockroach is low, the potential is there. This knowledge reinforces our instinctual feeling of disgust and makes their presence feel like a genuine health threat. Psychologically, this connection taps into our deepest fears about contamination and illness. Our minds have evolved to be very sensitive to any sign that something could make us sick. This is why we naturally avoid things that smell bad or look rotten. The cockroach acts as a powerful visual cue for potential danger. Seeing one is like seeing a walking, scurrying warning sign that our environment might not be as clean or safe as we thought. This can create a lot of anxiety as we start to worry about the unseen germs they might be spreading. The fear is not just of the insect itself, but of the invisible sickness it might carry with it. This association is so strong that the mere thought of a cockroach can make some people feel unclean. If a cockroach touches a person's skin, their immediate reaction is often to wash the area vigorously. This is a physical manifestation of the psychological need to remove the perceived contamination. The feeling of being contaminated can be very powerful and distressing. It is a deep-seated, instinctual response designed to protect the body from sickness. The cockroach, as a symbol of filth, triggers this cleansing ritual in a very direct and potent way, showing how closely our minds link this insect to the idea of being dirty and unwell. Furthermore, our brains are very good at making quick judgments to keep us safe. This is a process called a heuristic, or a mental shortcut. When we see a cockroach, our brain does not take the time to analyze the specific situation and calculate the exact probability of getting sick. Instead, it uses the simple rule: cockroach equals dirt, and dirt equals danger. This shortcut is fast and efficient, but it also leads to a generalized fear. We do not stop to think that the cockroach might have come from a clean place. We immediately assume the worst. This automatic negative association is a core part of why they freak us out so much. The physical appearance of a cockroach plays a significant role in our fear. They often have a greasy or oily sheen to their dark brown bodies, which many people find repulsive. Their long twitching antennae seem to be constantly sensing their environment in an alien way, and their spiny legs look sharp and unsettling. This combination of features does not align with what we typically consider pleasing or cute, like creatures with soft fur or large eyes. Instead, the cockroach's appearance seems designed to trigger a sense of otherness and unease. Their flattened bodies also allow them to squeeze into impossibly tight cracks, adding to the feeling that they can invade any space, no matter how secure. Beyond their looks, the way cockroaches move is a major source of anxiety for many people. They are incredibly fast, and their movements are erratic and unpredictable. One moment it is still, and the next it is darting across the floor at a surprising speed. This sudden, quick movement can startle us and trigger our threat detection systems. We cannot easily predict where it will go next, which makes it feel like we have no control over the situation. For some, the most terrifying thing is their ability to fly. A cockroach that suddenly takes flight can create a moment of pure panic, as it breaks the rules we expect ground-dwelling insects to follow. This unpredictability is deeply unsettling to the human psyche. We like to feel that we understand our environment and can anticipate what will happen next. A cockroach's behavior shatters this feeling. It can appear from nowhere, disappear just as quickly, and move in ways that are hard to track. This lack of predictability makes the cockroach seem like a chaotic and uncontrollable element in our otherwise orderly homes. Our brains interpret this chaos as a potential threat, because things we cannot predict are things we cannot easily defend against. The fear is not just of the insect, but of the chaos and uncertainty it brings with it. The very nature of their existence feels sneaky and invasive. Cockroaches are nocturnal, which means they are most active at night while we are asleep and at our most vulnerable. The thought of them scurrying around in the dark, unseen, can be very disturbing. Waking up in the middle of the night to turn on a light and seeing them scatter is a classic horror scenario for many people. It confirms our worst fears, that there is a secret, hidden world of these creatures living alongside us, emerging only when we are not looking. This feeling of being watched or surrounded by a hidden threat is a powerful psychological trigger for fear. Our fear of cockroaches is not something we are born with. It is something we learn. This learning often starts in childhood. If a child sees their parents, older siblings, or other adults react with screams and panic at the sight of a cockroach, they quickly learn that this is the correct way to respond. They internalize the message that cockroaches are terrifying and disgusting creatures that should be feared. This learned behavior is very powerful and can stick with a person for their entire life. We see it, we copy it, and it becomes our own genuine reaction, passed down from one generation to the next without a second thought. Movies and television shows also play a huge role in shaping our perception of cockroaches. In popular culture, they are almost always portrayed in a negative light. They are used to show that a place is dirty, neglected, or haunted. Think of horror movies where a swarm of cockroaches pours out of a wall, or comedies where a character panics hysterically over a single bug. These images reinforce the idea that cockroaches are symbols of decay, horror, and chaos. We are constantly shown that the only appropriate reactions are fear and disgust, which strengthens the negative association we already have in our minds. For some individuals, a general dislike of cockroaches can develop into a true phobia, known as katsaridophobia. A phobia is much more than a simple fear. It is an intense, overwhelming, and irrational fear that can cause severe anxiety and panic attacks. A person with this phobia might go to extreme lengths to avoid any possibility of encountering a cockroach. They might clean obsessively, avoid certain places, or feel unable to function if they think one is nearby. This level of fear can significantly interfere with a person's daily life, turning a common dislike into a debilitating psychological condition that requires professional attention. The good news is that if your fear of cockroaches is causing you serious problems, help is available. Understanding why we have this fear is the first step. Recognizing that it is a common and often learned response can make it feel less powerful. For those with a severe phobia, therapies like cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT can be very effective. A therapist can help a person gradually and safely face their fear, changing their thought patterns and reducing their panicked reactions over time. It is important to remember that you are not alone in this fear, and with the right support, it is possible to find a sense of calm and control